Thank you, Father Coop, Father Becker, Reverend Fathers, honored guests, and my brothers. I grew up as the oldest child in my big Catholic homeschooling family. Originally, that's where I thought all seminarians came from. Family life was good, and we did all the things typical Catholics did. Went to Mass every Sunday, went to religious education in my parish, and did all the rest of that fun stuff. I even played Mass, but my Masses were a little different. When I was younger, I would go play at a family's house that had 4 girls at the time. So naturally, my Masses would be concelebrated with at least 2 priestesses. We would skip all the boring parts, such as everything except for the consecration. Since we couldn't wait to feast on that delicious Wonder Bread. Skip forward to middle school, and that is the time where I began to fall in love with God. I went to this camp called Pine Hills Boys Camp, which is a charismatic youth camp where I had many personal encounters with God and really learned what it meant to be loved by God. Gradually, my prayer life faded, and I decided I would rather put God in the back burner and do all the things I like. Being in high school, I wanted to do the bare minimum when it came to God. I would go to Mass every Sunday with the family and say prayers of desperation before a big test, but that was about it. Come junior year, and I basically had no idea what I wanted to do. So I made the fatal mistake of asking for God's opinion on what He wants me to do, because in the back of my mind, I knew that would make me the happiest. So I started to pray more often, even going to the Adoration Chapel for a whole 15 minutes sometimes. And then it came. What do you think about seminary? Oh, let's just pretend we never had this conversation, God. Nevertheless, I continued to pray about seminary and the priesthood, and that deep desire never left me. So later in my junior year, I decided to go on a Vienna visit. I knew that even if I got nothing else out of the trip, I would get some fun and free food. The first thing I noticed is how much the seminarians prayed. I thought they prayed way too much and had to get a life. Little did I know that in the not too distant future, I would not be able to live without daily prayer. The first visit was fun, but I was not entirely convinced. I knew that this place was different in a good way. I saw the joy the men had and saw how they supported one another. So I continued to pray about a senior year, and God's call wasn't getting any weaker. So I decided to go on another Vienna visit. The second visit was filled with peace, and SJV felt like home. It was time to join the seminary. Since my time of joining seminary, I have grown in a relationship with God that I didn't even know was possible. God has helped me grow into the man He wants me to be. A man in Christ, a man of the church, and a man for others. Praise be Jesus Christ. Most gracious Virgin Mary,